But there also is no environmental stability worth the monumental effort, worth the effort, if it's to remain unaccompanied by social justice on a global scale. We can no longer afford the convenient denial of just not knowing where our shoes, our clothes, our cars, our bottled water, our solar panels, our wind turbines, everything comes from. We cannot afford that ignorance. And this is, of course, neither an original thought or a new argument. I'm sure we all know this. But this argument is lent, I think, some new urgency as we exceed 450 parts per billion. Because willful ignorance isn't going to keep the oceans from rising. It's not going to keep the deserts from scorching. It's not going to keep the disease vectors like Ebola or Zika from widening. Right? It's not going to keep the desperation of human populations from erupting into violence. I know we place a very high premium on nonviolence. But so long as we continue to mistakenly confuse that with just capitulation, right? The police were on the steps, of the Capitol building at Harrisburg, right? The police come and they say, "You must go now." And we're like, "All right." Right? And we just go, right? We don't stand our ground. We don't even sit down and lock arms, right? So long as we continue, right, to do this, right, to capitulate to the authorities to tell us to stand down, so long as we stand down, we're going to lose. Right? Perhaps at some point, when there's nothing left to lose, right, the bullets fired in our direction, right, and it could certainly come to that. There's billions of dollars at stake here, right? So this is not, not a game. Right? The bullets fired in our direction to protect the billions flowing into their pockets might seem worth the risk. Right? But by then it's possibly just too late. We better hope that it's not too late, because on the other side of this, on the other side of our sterile belief that signing petitions, or just holding signs, or settling for the sustainable, or worrying more about politeness than justice, right, which we do a lot of, or ignoring the intimate and very bloody connections between ecology and justice, right? So long as we don't do this, there's not going to be any green, and there won't be much of a party. So I think, okay, yeah, here's the climate march. There were not very many, a few, but not a great deal of ethnic diversity. All right, possibly as many as 300,000 people at this march, but not a lot of ethnic diversity. Which is just distressing. We can go down one more if you'd like. This is the last photograph that I included. I don't know who all might know who this is. This is Hillary Acton. She is just one of your greatest activists in New York State. She died a little over a year ago. She was my friend, and she was just absolutely fierce, one of the fierce activists at the siege at Lake Seneca. So, yeah, I think sort of everything is in her poster. She was fearless. So, I know it's hot, and you may be just feeling kind of bleary, and I've been yelling at you. But any questions, anything you'd like to say? Yeah.
Kind of a comment and question.